Okay, so I'm gonna do this quick video on showing what I know on how to arrange flowers. I've done a lot of research and my husband and I love fresh flowers in the house. So for a long time now, all I've done is just go to my local grocery store and buy whatever that looks the freshest. And then of course, I have a relationship with a florist and she's fantastic. So I know what days the truck comes with the flowers, so I kind of get first pick of what's coming in, and quite frankly she does one of the best jobs I think of picking out flowers. It's always unique. This time I tried something different. I ordered from globalrose.com to try to get a little bit better wholesale price instead of paying per stem. So the flowers just got here. My UPS truck runs late in the day, so but the flowers are here. They look pretty. The roses are decent. I'm hoping they open up. I know they tell you to do the roses a few days in advance of an event because they open up really prettily. So they're not that thick, so I'm not sure I love that. I like a bigger rose. Perhaps it's just the kind that I bought. So the most important thing when you're building a flower arrangement is actually not the flowers themselves. It is the greenery. So what you want to do is build layers, and you want to do uneven layers, odd numbers. So the first thing we'll do is I've got my vase and I've soaked my floral foam. There's a million different ways that you can arrange flowers, but I like floral foam just because it's easy, and hopefully it'll last for a while. So what you want to do is just take and snip it low. Husband's watching me through the window. So you just want to go around. So like the bottom layer, you're going to want to do 5, and then you'll have a bottom layer, you'll have a middle layer, and you'll have a top layer. So we're going to do 5 on the bottom layer. Okay, so you can see how I've got the greenery in layers. Now I'm gonna go in with a little bit of filler, just some different types of filler flowers. A lot of florists do this towards the end. I like to kind of do it in the middle, and then that way I can just place my main focal flowers how I like them without worrying about the filler. Of course, I'll go back in at the end. Have some really beautiful different textures to try to go in with, so I'll put those in, towards the end with the main flowers. And I hear a baby crying. Just trying to get this done during nap time. See how that goes. So this is the first time I've worked with this type of filler. Don't love it. I've typically bought at the grocery store. I bought these because I thought they would be similar to the purple ones that are in the same family, but they are not. They don't look anything like that. So I'm kind of disappointed with this purchase, and they're just, honestly, they're not in great shape. So, but we're gonna make do because this is what I've got. So it'll be pretty, just not quite what I wanted. So point of all the different flowers though is just the texture. Just the change in texture can make such a big difference. When we start clipping though our main flowers, the roses, you're going to want to make sure that they're the tallest flower. They need to be the main focal point, not the greenery. I always like to leave a little greenery at the end, that way I can go in and fill any spots that need to be filled in. So one reason I chose these flowers, they'll open up really beautifully, but the biggest reason is, in my experience, they have lasted the best. I've actually had some out in my husband's office that have lasted over a month, and I'm not one of those people that goes in and changes the water every day and does all of that. I don't have time for that. So I want a flower that's actually gonna get me the most bang for my buck. So these, in my opinion, do that. So we'll see. Like I said, I haven't ordered from Global Rose before, so we're going to find out how these do as compared to the ones that I get from the grocery store. One thing that's really important when you're doing a round floral arrangement like this, because typically this is going to go on a table that's going to be seen from all sides. So you want to make sure that you mirror each side. Pretend that it's in a grid, and each flower needs to match. If you put one over here, you need to put one over here. You need to make sure that it is balanced all the way around, just like if it was looking into a mirror. So if I put, I have to pardon the baby. He just got up from a nap. When I say nap, I mean like 10 minutes. He definitely didn't go down for very long, so I'm hoping he goes back down. There's somewhere we have to be, so I'm sure I'll have to go back down right about the time it's time to leave, so it's typically how it goes. So again, I'm kind of just using these flowers as an accent flower. The main flower is the rose, but I just think these are so pretty, and again, they just add a different texture to the arrangement. Alright, so now as you can see, I have a little helper in the background. Everybody's got to pull their weight around here. We homeschool, and my husband works from home a lot of days. So our home is an office and a school. So that's why for us, fresh flowers are so important. Just because they add, I don't know, I think they add a lot, and they make me feel good. They lighten the room a lot. So, and it's a fun hobby, something that I've learned a lot about. I like to keep my hands busy. So during, we have quiet time every day, which is why you'll hear how quiet it is in the house. Everybody else the older children are resting and playing to themselves, and the other baby is napping. And then of course this one's supposed to be napping, but he's not. So now we're gonna take and add in the roses. So again, just like every time else, you just want to mirror it. And I think the biggest thing when it comes, you can learn all kinds of tips and you can learn all kinds of tricks, but the biggest thing is you got to use your own eye. And I think a good vase makes a big difference. I've always been very picky with my vases. These are really beautiful gold. This is gold mercury glass. I have some metal ones that I like. I like one with height, and I like it rounded because this particular arrangement is going to go on a big round table in my foyer, and I want height and I want depth. So, but you can just use the vase that you know for that area that's going to work the best, because they're all different. So again, one of the things that we want to do with these roses is we want to make sure that they're the focal point. We've got a lot going on with all the greenery. which is great because that's one of the things that adds the depth. But these, we want to keep the stems pretty long. So one thing that I do like about ordering through the wholesale flower company this time was being able to control the height of the roses. One thing that I've run into when buying from the grocery store is short stems, and again, I want to create height. I don't want little stubby roses. So I'm just gonna barely trim. You know, you trim at a 90-degree angle. So for the floral foam, all you're gonna do is I filled up the sink with cold water, and I put in some kind of floral preserver. I think it helps the flowers last a little longer. So when you're going in with the rose, you want to use it like a writing utensil. You want to be in control of the flower, so make sure that you're holding it at the tip and pointing it down there. Otherwise, you're not going to get it in the foam like you want. Of course, beware of thorns. You can get a thorn stripper, excuse me, if you wish. I'm tough and I don't need a thorn stripper. I probably should use one, but I'm not going to, so. Don't love where this one's placing, so I'm gonna move it over here. So one really important thing that you want to remember when you're doing this is the very top rows, or whatever focal flower you're using, you want to pick out the prettiest one. This one was the prettiest one in the bunch. And of course, you know, you can open up a rose by blowing warm air into it and it opens it up nicely. I want these to last for a while, so I'm not worried about them opening up because I know that day by day they're just gonna get prettier. So, but this rose, we're gonna call the penthouse rose. You wanna put it in the penthouse. You want it to be the tallest rose amongst all the others, and you wanna put it directly in the center of your arrangement, and then we'll build around that. It's gonna be the tallest, and it's gonna be right in the middle. Just like that. Okay, so I really love how this turned out so far. One thing, I've got one kid upstairs, just so you know. We're inbound. No telling what we might do. But I bought these beautiful accent pieces. I usually have this type of, it's a green flower that looks like moss, and I love to use that. But, let's see, let's scoot that way. So, this time I decided to do something different with a little bit of a different texture. So we'll see how this turns out. Honestly, one of the accent pieces that I got, I kind of just got a box of accent flowers, and I'm not thrilled with some of the things that I got. When I ordered 10 pieces of bear grass, I actually assumed that it was a bunch of bear grass, not 10 actual pieces, and I'll show you what I'm talking about in a minute. Because quite frankly, I could go out in my yard and grab something like that. I could have definitely used my money more wisely. I wish there was a little bit better description on the website. That's one thing that I have a complaint about. It's not great. So anyways, we're gonna go in with this accent piece, and we're just gonna throw it in where we see fit. And it's just gonna add a really nice texture to the piece.